Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 14 of the Here I Am podcast. I am your humble host, Anjay, also known as a dork who lifts on the Instagrams and the TikToks, already mumbling over my words a little bit. I don't have a guest today, but I thought I would talk about a lot of the things that have been on my mind this past couple weeks, week or so. I've been battling a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, and a lot of thoughts of unaliving myself. And, I think those thoughts are really, and the anxiety is really stemming from the stress of finances and other things going on in my personal life. And the thoughts of unaliving myself, I always have like that thought of like, oh, no one would really care, no one would miss me or anything along those lines, which I think are pretty normal and pretty ideal for having those kinds of thoughts. But before you say anything, I know that people would miss me, and I know that people do want me here. And I've become a lot more self-aware of those thoughts when they happen, and knowing that when I do have those kinds of thoughts, it's really important for me to take care of myself and to be kind to myself. And for me, what that looks like is I allow myself room to feel it and process it and not beat myself up if I don't get things done. Like if I don't do the dishes, or if I don't vacuum, or if I don't dust, or if I don't fold laundry on a particular day. Just going, it's okay to relax. It's okay to do things for yourself. It's okay that you don't have the energy or the mental capacity to do those types of things. And that helps me a lot, and I've said this many a times before on this podcast, but my motto is just get to tomorrow, and eventually it'll get better, and it has. It really has. I've, been dealing with, um, I've had some things happen where my stress levels have gone down, quite a bit. I figured out some things that I'm trying out, trying new things. As a lot of y'all know, I do DoorDash and Uber Eats, and sometimes, at least lately, it's been really slow in my area. And so, as a person who has um, social anxieties, and learned that I really do like routine and I like familiarity, and it's hard for me now to step out of like comfort zones. I, on a whim, did, and it was great, and it was wonderful, and it was what I needed, and it's helped out a lot. Um, so that's been kind of like a big win for me lately. And the other things that I'm kind of realizing, and I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting lately, especially in like terms of dating and things along those lines. I'm realizing more and more that if I'm not getting treated a certain way, or if I'm being treated a certain way and I'm not a fan of it, I don't get upset at that person. I don't, um, I'm not getting as flustered with it. I may be disappointed, but I'm never like angry at that person. It's just because for me, I'm realizing it's them showing me who they are. And through this like healing journey, and me figuring out who I am, I've and learning to love myself, I realized that I know who I am in terms of what I deserve and what I'm worth, and the kind of um, things I bring to the table. And I know that I know that I deserve good things back. And if that person's not willing to match that, or they're showing me something different, then I just go, okay, that's you. And that's not, and we don't mesh. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of just like, there might be something about me that you don't like, and that's okay. Um, because there could be things that I'm not a fan of also, but if you're not willing to accept me as I am and as I am furthering bettering myself and further healing and further learning to love myself, you don't want to accept that, then that's all right, cool. Like there's no ill will or anything along those lines. You know, sometimes this shit sucks, but it's also, I'd rather be alone and single and by myself than in a situation where I'm not valued or I'm taking advantage of, or like I feel like I'm not cared about. Like I don't ever want to be in a relationship for the sake of being in relationships. And I'm realizing that this fucking episode has just gone really weird and topsy-turvy on my thoughts, but I'm gonna admit I'm tired. And whenever I do these things, I just kind of go on a whim and just kind of have a conversation with myself and just kind of see where it goes. But I always have full faith that, especially in terms of like dating, I am gonna find a person and we are gonna click. And I don't think it's gonna be like the easy peasy smooth boat sailing type of thing, but I think it's gonna be like we can talk openly, we can communicate properly, we can discuss things. If something gets thrown off, it, it's a like tell me, and vice versa, and having like the open and being upfront with one another, and like I think that is what makes relationships beautiful is when people can communicate openly with one another and be their full and complete selves with one another. And I know that for me, a lot of my dating woes were because I didn't know who I was necessarily. I mean, I was a kid. I was always the fat kid growing up, and I was always just trying to fit in so I wouldn't get picked on. And then when I lost weight and I got, you know, six pack abs and all that shit, I realized that I still wasn't being myself. I was being who I thought everyone else would want me to be. And that really wrecked a lot of my relationships because I kept trying to be someone that I wasn't. Um, or I'd only show my fun, goofy side. But if I was really going through it mentally or stressed, I would just be like, "No, it's fine. I got it. I'll deal with it. Don't worry about it." I never felt like I could lean in on somebody or be open with somebody about like what was going on internally because, I was taught, dude, you're a man, you're supposed to handle that type of stuff. And I never wanted to burden anybody with it. And I never wanted them to think that like I was too much or anything along those lines. And now like I want to be open with somebody. I would love to have someone to lean on and be supportive, knowing full well that I can and have and will continue to do this on my own if I need to. But, you know, I'm looking for a partner type of thing, and it's really interesting. I don't know why this is all just going down like this dating road, but this is what's kind of coming up to my mind right now. Um, but I think it's possible and it's going to be out there, and I look forward to that day where I do get to find my person and get to experience life with them. That's what I'm excited for. That's what I'm looking forward to, and that's why I kind of keep coming back day after day. Um, it's kind of it's kind of like Michael Scott. Just like, do I like being single? I love it because I like every day you don't know. I'm really butchering the quote, but you know it can be frustrating, but it could also just be like you never know like who you're gonna meet, who that person's going to be. Um, and we can only just hope that they are the one. And it sucks, because there are a lot of people who do a lot of manipulating out there. Like, I totally understand that. And, but the only thing I can control, and I think the only thing that we all can control when it comes to dating, is being ourselves. And if someone tries to take advantage of that and like use that against us, I think that just says so much more about them than it ever says about us. I've had friends get mad because they're like, "Oh, I got vulnerable with someone and they backed away." It says more about them than it does about you. And that's what I told them. I'm like, that says more about them than it does about you. They could just be in a place where they can't handle that and they don't know how to communicate that, which really means that they're not that person for you as much as you would want them to be. Um, and it's really easy for people to run and it's really easy for people to take off, and that's okay. That's their shit that they gotta work on, and it's not in our place to um to fix that for them, you know. It's our job just to keep working on ourselves and keep bettering ourselves and keep continuing to love ourselves and be kind to ourselves. Um, and with that, I will share with you my victory for the day. And it hasn't been much. It's really just been I worked and having like this self realization of I'm awesome. As cocky as that can sound to some people, I truly believe it. And I know how good of a person I am. And it's like a moment of kind of like having like a little bit of moment of gratitude for myself and thanking myself for still being here and still surviving what I've been through, or just surviving what I've been through. And when life keeps throwing shit my way, I keep coming back. And I'm thankful for myself for doing that. So, with that, I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead of you. Please remember to be kind to yourselves. And if you're so inclined, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with any of your friends. Be a friend, tell a friend. And I hope you all have an amazing week ahead of you. I really do. Be good.